Let's have a look at the Glock 44. This is a Glock 22 caliber pistol. Their first, I believe, at least their first proper pistol. It's polymer. Pretty much the entire gun is polymer slide, polymer frame, a trigger, this gun has had some grip tape added to it. I've owned this gun for a brief period of time before selling it on, and this is now not my gun. As you can see, it comes with two decent polymer magazines. There is nothing wrong with these magazines. I believe polymer magazines have a place in shooting, in guns. I don't believe they necessarily malfunction any sooner than steel magazines. We can take a brief look at the box. It comes pretty much empty, just a gun, just the magazines. We will take the gun apart pretty soon to clean it and have a look at how you take this gun apart. That's probably been done several times already, but we will do that also. I don't see much use for this gun other than it being a perfect blinker. It's not a competition gun by any means. It's probably a cheaper alternative if you want to learn how to shoot the Glock platforms. You can compare this one to a Glock 19 size-wise. You can probably use this for practicing. You can get used to the trigger. Some like it, some don't. I definitely don't. I believe there are many other triggers out there that are way better than the Glock triggers. Though this gun, I'll give it to it, it's almost as if it wants you to shoot. When you start shooting this, it's hard not to just shoot until the magazine is empty. It's a really fun gun to shoot. You can see the front sights have this white dot. Really easy to keep the gun on target. Also, you can see the classic rear sight here. Also easy, very easy to keep the gun on target. They are not competition sights by any means. They are barely adjustable. There are two screws, you can adjust them sideways, elevation, windage. They do the job perfectly fine. Malfunction. Don't know why. I know why. Magazine was not inserted properly. It's a really fun gun to shoot, really fun. Once you start shooting, you really do not want to stop. As I mentioned, the downside to this gun really is the trigger. When manufacturers such as Taurus manage to make a gun with a decent trigger, I see no reason why Glock should not be able to. This is also a gun that competes with F&N FN 502. The even though the FN is made by Humorex, I believe it to be a competitor to this one. You can also compare it to the Ruger SR22. The Ruger has an aluminum slide, similar poor trigger to this one. Precision wise, I don't see any big difference between this and the Ruger. You can also compare this one to the Walther P22 that I owned for a bit. The P22 wanted to break itself down here. The notch on the slide did not survive for very long. Other than that, the P22 is an alternative to this one. Smith & Wesson also has the M&P 22, which is also a competitor to this one. It has a different trigger. We'll take a look at it. Among all of the guns that I have mentioned, this is probably the gun that has the best quality, even though it's not necessarily the better gun. But I believe it has probably the best quality of all of these. It will probably last the longest. It's probably the most fun gun to shoot also. This is an easy gun to own. It has had some problems during break-in. It required a few hundred rounds with a little higher velocity ammunition than the CCA standard. I'm really fond of the CCI standard because it is usually of good quality. But this one did not function reliably using only that for the first few hundred rounds. It needed a little heavier ammo to be broken in. Other than that, it has had no problems or issues whatsoever. Super nice gun. You can see it is bone dry. This gun has several hundred rounds, many hundred rounds now between since it was last cleaned. We will do a cleaning video very shortly. No malfunctions. The grip tape was added by the owner. I'm not sure this helps at all actually on this kind of gun. Probably on a 9mm it would help, but this gun does not move that much. I don't see any reason to add this grip tape on a 22 caliber. This is not a slippery frame, slippery grip at all. All in all, it's a nice gun. If everybody should own a Glock once in their lifetime, maybe this one is a good alternative. It's a cheap practice gun for the more expensive calibers anyways. I really enjoy this gun. I really do. Here's the result shooting the Glock 44 in 22 caliber. All of these targets have been shot at approximately 11-12 meters. Maybe 11 meters and 12 yards probably. Again, this is a really enjoyable gun to shoot. It really wants to just keep chugging along.